Well, it is a long-standing problem that women are paid less than men in the workplace. On average, a full-time working woman earns 77 cents to a man's dollar.
Not here. Jane Hight.
What do you think about that?
Buddy. Jane Hight McMurray is the author of Navigating the Lipstick Jungle. Go from plain Jane to getting what you want, need, and deserve. She helps women get the jobs they want and the salaries and advancements they deserve. Great to see you, Jane.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it. So it is still a long-standing problem, even in this day and age, that it is not a level playing field.
No, it's not. But life is not fair for anyone. It's not fair for men. It's not fair for women. And what I do leadership programs for both men and women to help them get what they want, need, and deserve in the workplace. The lipstick jungle is tailored for women because women in the 21st century have special issues that men don't face. And one is that we sabotage ourselves on a lot of things that we do in the workplace without even realizing it because of the way that we're socialized.
How would you take me down that road there? What are some of the things we need to look out for to teach our daughters?
Well, for the first thing you can teach your daughter is what my mother taught me, and that is the meek might inherit the earth, but it is not going to be in your lifetime.
Well, and that takes me to this. I thought it was interesting because you have two daughters. Many women are taught as little girls it's impolite to ask for something and to wait until things are offered. That's hogwash when it comes to business. If you don't ask for what you want, you'll likely never get it.
That is absolutely true. And you ask what I did with my daughters. When my children were little, one of my daughters wanted the American Doll collection. They wanted Molly. And she said, "Mommy, I want to ask Santa for a doll." And I said, "What kind of doll do you want?" And she said, "Molly." And I said, you have to always say exactly what you want, because if you say just a dolly, you might get Barbie. You might get what I wanted when I was little was a Tiny Tears. And I said, "Do you want it for your birthday?" And she said, "No, I want it Christmas." And I said, "Where do you want that doll?" "Under the tree Christmas morning." And I said, you have to be very precise. You want Molly. You want her in a green dress. You want her on Christmas Day under the tree. And the same thing happens when you're older. You have to say, I want to be a reporter. These are the skills I have. This is what I can do for you. And you have to always couch what you ask for and how it's going to help the other person, but be very precise in your mind, too, knowing what you want.
And let's talk about the thing with the issue that we've even seen recently with women in high-powered offices. Women aren't necessarily always groomed to be as competitive as men. I think that's changing to a certain degree, but certain women are labeled certain things if they're as aggressive, perhaps, as their male counterpart in a newsroom or whatever workplace. So how do you combat that? We just had a high, profiled female get canned because they said she was too aggressive.
Oh, well, that's a shame. And I think there's, a man in the workplace is perceived as being powerful. The same woman is perceived as being
the B word.
The B word. So what women really need to do is to be powerful, but also to be polite. And that is what I'm all about.
Powerfully polite.
Be powerfully polite in everything that you do. And you always have to have good manners, and you have to show courtesy and respect for everyone.
So you would say men should do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's make sure yeah, I think that's important.
It's very interesting. In mixed conversations, 98% of the interruptions are made by men, not by women. We are typically socialized to sit back and be polite, let other people take their time and their talk. But in business situations, women really do need to speak up, and they need to be polite when they do it, but make sure that they are heard.
Let's talk about catching up the money here in the last seconds we have here. If it's 77 cents to $1, what do you tell women to walk in and say, "Hey, I unload 100 boxes off a truck, so does he. Why am I not paid the same?"
Well, I'm always about the 5 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. A woman should know what her worth is. There are a couple of great websites that a woman can go to. One is payscale.com, and that's a great one. She can go on that website, she can key in the job that she wants, and she can learn what the average salary is for that. So when she goes in, she already knows about what that job is worth. And so when maybe the employer really likes her and they want her to come and work for them, and they extend the job and they talk about compensation, and she could say, "Well, I was expecting more for this job." A lot of times they'll go, "Wow." And then they'll say, really? And then she'll say, yes, and he might say, what were you expecting? It's okay to ask for 20% more than what you saw on payscale.com. Ask for 20% more, not 200% more.
But then
you've got some
negotiate it somewhere.
room. And then zip it.
Thank you so much.
And women very often don't know the power of a pause.
Oh, good line.
We do right
like
there.
that.
We're going to pause. All right. Jane's in town for the Kentucky College Women's Leadership Conference at the University of Louisville. We will link you up to more information on that at greatdaylive.com.
And you can learn more about Jane at navigatingthelipstickjungle.com. Great advice. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you so much.